Coming up, tuition going up another 6% next semester, and it's almost finals time. Is that time for Adderall use? And later, an inflammatory tweet sparks the rivalry between BYU and Utah. All that and more coming up on Inside Swoop. Hey everybody, I'm Ian Smith. Welcome to the Inside Swoop. I've got three guests with me today. I have Ben Jasarvik, Lorian Harker-Drake, and John Shapler, and we're going to be talking about all the important topics going around on campus. Now here on the Inside Swoop, I'll be judging who gives the best answers, and I'll be keeping score, and at the end, I'll give the tally of who wins the contest, okay? So let's meet our three contestants. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good, Ian. How are you?
Great.
I'm doing just great. You guys ready for some fun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our first topic. Tuition apparently is going up 6% next semester at the U. Seeing as how you guys are all students, what do you guys feel about that? Lauren, take it away.
Personally how I feel about it, my tuition is paid for through a scholarship, so I think the people who are complaining about in-state tuition and actually live in Utah really need to stop complaining, because you look at the international students and they have to pay in advance, they can't have a job, and they can't get a scholarship. So really, we have it pretty good here, even with the tuition hike.
Okay, John, what's your thoughts?
I mean, people are always going to complain about tuition, and I hate paying it just as much as the next person, and when I graduate, I'm going to have just as much debt as anyone else. Okay. But if you look at the statistics across the country, Utah is actually the third lowest in-state average for tuition, and honestly, it's always going to go up with inflation, and people are they're just going to have to deal with it. Like, school's expensive, but there's really nothing we can do about it, and it's really not bad out here.
And Ben, what are your thoughts?
Well, last year there was a 5% increase on tuition. Now this year a 6% increase, and they always say it goes towards maintenance and paying the faculty and staff. I think it's just a bunch of crap. I think they're just trying to make money.
Ooh, some big words out there, Ben.
Yeah, you know what? With that point, I have to agree with Ben, because, I could give a rat's furry crack about the wood chips on campus. I don't want my tuition going towards that.
So, Lauren, you're getting a point just for that.
Yeah. With that, I totally understand why students would be upset. All of these hidden fees that we have to pay for our tuition, and then we're also paying for other people to do their job, but they don't really have anything to do with us. That can be really frustrating.
Okay. I'm going to give you another point just because that was very convincing. Okay, after the first round, John has 2 points, Lorian has 3, and Ben has 1. So second topic of discussion, and this is fairly sensitive to all of us, is Adderall use. So apparently students take a lot of Adderall to kind of help them focus and study for classes and finals. And Ben, what do you think about the Adderall use going around on campus?
The only worry I have with Adderall is that it is very addictive, and then what comes after Adderall? What if the students, don't think Adderall is doing enough for them? What if they try to go to some more extremes?
I mean, all right, it's a fair argument, but the pressure that is put on students, and especially during finals, midterms, and then the expectations of how you're going to get everything done and achieve the grades, people need to turn to something. And I'm not supporting drug use here or anything like that.
It sure sounds like it.
Hold on, just hear me out though. But if you have something available that's going to help you out, take it. The world's competitive. You need to do what you can to get ahead. And I think in certain situations, it's all right.
Oh, John.
Just lost the point on that
John,
one.
I could not disagree with you more. Something about Adderall is that it's considered a class 5 narcotic, which means that it is just as addictive as cocaine. So students, to you, if you think that you're just going to take Adderall once and that's going to be it, you're kidding yourself. You're heading down a road that leads to psychosis, and it could eventually lead to suicide.
So, John, what do you have to say about reports that come out that doctors say that Adderall causes brain damage if you get addicted to it? You still think it's worth it to get through school?
I'm saying we shouldn't get addicted here. Adderall and cocaine, okay, they're not the same thing here.
Cocaine? Did you just put cocaine in the same category as Adderall?
No. I'm just addressing Lorian's point here, where cocaine is not something you get prescribed to you. Like, cocaine's in a whole different category here. Adderall is something people have prescriptions for, and it's something that helps people who can't focus to focus. And if you need to use that once or twice in order to focus, in order to achieve your grades, that's where I think it's okay. I don't think we should get addicted and start using it all the time. But I do think every once in a while.
All right, Ben.
I don't think any alcoholic said, "Hey, I want to get addicted to this." I think it comes
There
with
we
time.
go. Good boy.
I believe that the problem is addiction, and Adderall leads to addiction. And once you're addicted, you won't stop.
I think what I think is ultimately, if we want to end prescription drug abuse with Adderall in Utah, which is actually a pretty big problem here, we need to stop having such unrealistic and high expectations of students. The perfect 4.0 every year and being involved in so many things outside of campus, and all of the expectations we have for them in order to perform outside of school need to be a little bit more realistic.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
I think it's fair to say that John lost that round. So our final topic of the day is the inflammatory tweet that Utah sent out after Oregon beat BYU. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. BYU kind of took offense to it, and there was a little bit of a Twitter exchange and all that. What are your thoughts on that one, John?
I mean, I think it's all in good fun. I think people need to be a little less sensitive. Like, there's obviously a big rivalry between BYU and Utah, and if people want to poke fun, going both ways with it, I don't see any harm in it.
But do you see BYU poking fun at us?
I don't. But if they did, I think we would all be able to take it and not make a big deal out of it.
Okay. Hey, Ben, what do you think?
I agree with John. I mean, it's just Twitter. Like, they didn't even say, the official tweet didn't mention BYU. It congratulated Oregon. So the second one, maybe that one's a bit out of context. But the first one, I see no problems with it. And then having to apologize for it, now that's out of proportion.
All right, Lorian?
You know, what I think about that tweet is it was probably some graduate assistant in the marketing department who thought that it was going to be funny, and then BYU goes and gets all butthurt about it. I don't think it's something that we really need to issue an apology for. I think it's all in good fun. And honestly, you can take anything that's posted in social media and twist it. You're not having a face-to-face conversation with something, so you can't read their inflection or their nonverbal. So really, if they had done this face-to-face, we could have had a much different outcome. So they just need to suck it up.
Ben, do you agree that they just need to suck it up and move on?
I agree. I mean, I feel like if they would have sent out a tweet about us, like losing to St. Mary's like we did, they play with St. Mary's in the same conference, I feel like we would have just been like, oh, good one. I feel like they just take a little more offense than other schools.
Okay. And John, what about you?
I mean, yeah, like I said, I think it's in good fun. I think really when it comes to rivalries, like there's rivalries all over the country, and there's schools who honestly just aren't going to like each other. And I'm not saying I have anything against BYU at all, but I think poking fun back and forth is fine, and I think that it really isn't as big a deal as it was blown up to be.
I feel like we taunt them, they taunt us, it's part of the Deseret duel, whatever.
Ben, if you can rebuttal.
I like that.
I can. I don't like the Deseret Duel name. I really think that's a little cheesy. But the basketball game, I think, is where all this starts. We killed them by like 20-plus points, and now when the season's over, we congratulated a Pac-12 school because we are from the Pac-12, and then they get offended. I think it's just going too much with the apology tweet. That's the one I have a problem with.
Well, seeing as how the Deseret Duel is a rather large part of the rivalry between BYU and Utah, I'm going to have to give that one to Lorian. So it looks like Lorian wins the entire thing 6-5-3. Sorry, John, you lost pretty bad. And that'll do it for us here at Inside Swoop. You can catch us on Thursday nights on KUEN at 10 o'clock or online. But thanks for coming by.